So I said I was going to give a shout out to you.
Yes.
Tell folks, you've been doing this for a few minutes,
Yes,
a little while.
a little
Tell
while.
folks what you all do over at Ferris, Riley and Pitt.
We do exactly what we're here to talk to you about tonight.
Yes.
If you've been in an accident of any kind, if you've been in a slip fall, if you've been in a motor vehicle accident, if you've been in a plane crash, a train crash, if you've been hit by an 18-wheeler, we do every bit of that. We do medical malpractice work.
Okay.
So anything that you will have a question about in that vein, please give us a call tonight. I would be more than happy to talk to you about it. We deal with insurance companies and corporations every day about these very things. So if you have a question in that vein about talking to insurance companies about your injuries, I wish you would give us a call tonight and let's talk through it.
And a few things that I want you to talk about kind of off of the bat here.
Sure.
The fact that folks, it does not cost them to have a conversation with
That's
you.
right.
Talk about that.
We work strictly on what's called a contingency fee, and it's something the law came up with many, many years ago, and it's a great system. The way it works is we don't charge you at all for coming to see us and determining whether you have a case. Mm-hmm. If we determine you do have a case and that we can help you with it, we work on what's called a contingency fee, which simply means we don't charge you, we pay for everything concerning your case, and at the end of the day, there is a split between us on what we're able to recover for you. And what that does, it gives average folks the opportunity to bring lawsuits against corporations, to fight against insurance companies, because most folks simply don't have the money to do that.
Absolutely. So I think that's important for folks to know that it doesn't cost to have a conversation. And you want to be selective. You want to be a little picky when you're choosing an attorney, not just anyone. Talk about that it's okay to interview lawyers.
You know, thank you for saying that, because
Yes.
it is, and you should, because these are important decisions you're making that very well could affect the rest of your life and your family's lives. So talk to a lawyer about these things, whatever kind of case you're there to talk about. Find out whether that lawyer has handled your kind of case before. Do you routinely handle these kinds of cases? And most importantly, find out, have you litigated a case like mine? Literally, have you been in the courtroom litigating a case like mine? Because that is so important. Because that is your leverage in a personal injury lawsuit. That's your leverage with the insurance company. Either be fair to my client, or we're going to get a jury, and the jury's going to be fair.
And I wanted you to talk about it, but you touched on it a little bit, because not all personal injury attorneys have tried cases. Talk about that.
Well, like we were saying, trial is what insurance companies don't want to do. They don't want to be in trial.
Okay.
But their job simply is to be as economical as they can with your case. They want to save money on your case.
Okay.
Your leverage as a litigant is either you can be fair with me and we can reach a fair resolution to my case, or we'll get 12 people here in Alabama, and I've been doing this 30 years, and 12 people in our state will be fair.
That's good.
I've seen it hundreds of times, and that's where you're at. And if the insurance company knows that your firm or that you as a lawyer are not somebody that's going to litigate the case, then they don't feel as pressured.
Yeah, that makes a difference.
It does.
But I want you to talk about the fact too, not every case, and I guess I'm thinking mainly of medical malpractice case, not every case rises to the level that you all can take it.
It does. Medical malpractice cases is a great example.
Yeah.
You and I have talked about those so many
Yes.
times, because they're different from like a motor vehicle accident case. You're not just measuring negligence in a med mal case. What you're measuring is a standard of care. Did a physician breach a certain standard of care? Two physicians may do a certain procedure completely differently from one another, and that doesn't make one wrong and one right.
Okay.
So you have to have a very significant injury, because medical malpractice cases are very expensive.
And when you say a significant injury,
Yes.
how significant?
We're talking about a life-altering injury.
Okay.
Because they're very expensive, and frankly, at least speaking on behalf of my firm, we don't want to accuse a doctor of medical malpractice unless it's legitimately true that they did make a medical error. And then, of course, that standard of care makes it very different from just a negligence case. So, and they're some of the most complicated cases you'll ever get into.
And I think that's important to point out, because I know we get calls, I know you all probably hear it often, that folks feel like, I have this case with my doctor, you know, does this rise to the level? And I think it's important what you said. Not every doctor does everything the same way.
They don't.
But it doesn't mean that one was right and one was wrong.
And we are
Which is different.
blessed in our community to have some of the best medicine
That's good.
in the world right
Yes.
here in our community, and we're
Yes.
blessed with that.
That's good. That's good.